Welcome to the Teach Better Talk podcast, your official podcast for the Teach Better Podcast Network, the hub for all things education, brought to you by teachbetter.com. The Teach Better Talk podcast is committed to answering your burning questions through a variety of lenses and bringing new offers to you and your colleagues to help you thrive throughout the school year. My name is Ray Hewart, and we love your questions here on the pod. If you have any questions that you'd love us to consider as topics for future episodes, please share them with us by emailing info@teachbetter.com. Thanks for popping on the pod here, friends. We are doing a new element of our Teach Better Talk podcast by featuring a new blog over at teachbetter.com/blogs. This podcast is going to have a recording of a recent blog written all about assessment. Feel free to head over to our blog page to learn more about the blogs there, and feel free to use the filter features to always get new information related to details that you are eager to learn about. Let's dive in.
Flexible seating stories from a non-flexible teacher, posted on the Teach Better blog. As flexible seating became a buzzword in education circles over the past few years, I found myself intrigued, but hesitant. The idea of replacing traditional desks and chairs with a variety of seating options didn't seem to fit with my own teaching style or classroom structure. I deliver a lot of direct instruction, and I love having class discussions where every student can see the front of the room. So, when I saw other teachers posting pictures of their cozy classroom setups, complete with couches, yoga balls, and wobble stools, I wasn't sure if I could make it work in my space. But as I dove deeper into the flexible seating movement, I realized that with careful planning and thoughtful implementation, I could create a flexible seating arrangement that worked for me and my students. Here's the story of how I, a self-described non-flexible teacher, ventured into the world of flexible seating and what I learned along the way. Preparation. I spent a large amount of time researching and thinking about how to set up my room in a way that would support my direct instruction model. I needed an arrangement where students could all face the front, and I didn't want them to have their backs to me or the projector screen. Most flexible seating setups focus on small groups, which didn't align with how I typically run my classroom. After some reflection, I landed on a design inspired by stadium seating, where every student could clearly see the front of the room. The layout, low, medium, and high. I decided to create 3 different seating levels in the classroom: low, medium, and high, and I wanted all students to work comfortably at whiteboard tables no matter where they sat. Here's how I arranged each level. Low. I set up 2 whiteboard tables at the lowest setting, where students could either sit on the floor or slightly elevated on wobble cushions and stadium seats. I added rugs underneath to create a comfortable, clean space, and included game chairs with clipboards for students to use with their notebooks or Chromebooks. Medium. In the middle section, I placed a couch with whiteboard tables on either side. I included clipboards for students sitting on the couch and added a variety of chairs, including a few that were donated by the maintenance department at our Board of Education. I also added wobble stools and 2 standing desks in the back corners of the room. The back of the room featured 2 more whiteboard tables raised on risers to create an elevated seating option. These tables were paired with stools, offering students a higher vantage point while still allowing a clear view of the front of the room. Lessons learned along the way. Here are some of the key takeaways from my experience with flexible seating. You do you. At first, I struggled with making flexible seating fit into my teaching style, but I realized that I didn't need to copy what other teachers were doing. I could create a setup that worked for me, and so can you. It's important to identify your goals and how the new seating will impact your instruction. Flu season. I made sure to select furniture that could be easily disinfected, from the tables to the chairs, even the couch. This became crucial during flu season, when germs seem to spread like wildfire in schools. Wear and tear. If you're going to implement flexible seating, be prepared for some furniture to take a beating. Not all furniture is designed to withstand daily use by 100 students. For example, one of the legs on my couch broke mid-year, so I took the remaining legs off and kept using it. When choosing furniture, it's important to balance aesthetics with durability. Creatures of habit. Even with the option to sit anywhere, I noticed that many students gravitated to the same spots every day. While some loved trying out different seating options, others preferred consistency, which is fine. The big takeaways. Discomfort does not equal learning. There's a common misconception that students need to sit at desks in hard chairs to learn effectively. Not true. Many of my students thrived in non-traditional seating arrangements, especially during work sessions. Giving them the freedom to choose where they worked best increased their engagement and productivity. Flexible seating does not equal no structure. Although students had more choice in seating, I maintained strict rules to ensure the classroom ran smoothly. For instance, only 3 students were allowed on the couch at any time, and no one was allowed to eat in class. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. As a teacher, it's important to challenge yourself and try new things. Implementing flexible seating pushed me out of my comfort zone, but it led to tremendous growth for both me and my students. Every year, I set personal goals as part of my teacher evaluation, and flexible seating was my goal for that year. I encourage other teachers to try something new, whether it's flexible seating or another challenge that suits your style. At the end of the day, flexible seating isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. And it's not about throwing out all structure and tradition. It's about finding what works for you and your students, creating a learning environment that's comfortable, engaging, and adaptable to different needs. If you're thinking about trying flexible seating, I encourage you to take the leap, but do it in a way that feels right for you.